I'm Chuck, this is What is the Wheel, and today I'm going to be installing the SW-Motech SLC side carrier and Urban ABS side bag on my Royal Enfield Continental GT 650. I really love the clean look of the GT 650. That classic 60s styling is something you want to show off, so I really didn't want to put side bags on it and hide the profile of the tail. So usually I carry either a courier bag or a backpack, but that can be kind of a hassle, especially when you got full gear on. The side carrier comes with all the parts, including the hardware to bolt it to your motorcycle. It has a nice set of instructions with plenty of photos, and it comes in about 7 languages. They do want you to use Loctite. So we're going to put a little bit on each one of these screws here. This is the front bobbin. It's actually going to be, the carrier is actually going to be installed on the bike like this. This front bobbin is the locking one, and it uses this stainless piece and the larger screw. You only need 3 Allen wrenches to put this together, 4, 5, and a 6. And just a full disclosure, I bought all this stuff. SW-Motech has no idea who I am. I just felt this was the best setup to go on this bike if you want side bags. Now we're going to put it on the bike. Also, super easy. There is one problem, this screw. This is the screw that holds the front part of the rack to the end of the shock support. It is a little too long. I had to cut it down in order to get it to not bottom out in the hole. It's a blind hole. It doesn't go all the way through. I tried using the washers that came with the bike, the stock bolt, and the washers provided by SW-Motech, and it was still a little too long. You can kind of actually see on this one where it's like shined up the end of this. As I touched it down, it was bottoming out slightly, and that is a problem. So you need to either add more washers or do what I did, which was cut about 4 millimeters off the bolt. First thing is go ahead and take this bolt out. You don't have to worry about the bike. I've got my bike sitting on a stand, but you can do it with the bike on the side stand. The shock is sitting on a mount. So when you take this bolt out, the shock's not just going to fall off. And that bolt was not that tight. I'm going to install the back bolt to this first. If you are not using your grab rail, you want to use this thick washer that the kit comes with the kit. It goes on top as a spacer, and then you put the bolt in, and I can't believe I didn't knock that washer off. And just thread it in loosely, because you're going to need to have a little wiggle room to tighten up, install your front one. Like I said, I cut this bolt down a little bit. You can use several washers. If you do, you want to go find, these should be 6 millimeter, and they look like fender washers. You might want to get a couple of those, although actually the smaller washer, just a standard 6 mil washer, a couple of those on the outside, because this fatter washer, fender style washer, goes on the shock side of the bag mount, and then the small washer goes on the bolt and goes from the outside. Now that you've installed that, both of them in, we're just going to tighten both of them up nice and tight. Installed. It doesn't look too bad. Like I said, I really love the clean look of the back of this bike. These are not bad though. They don't stand out too much. If I was going to go to the local Euro bike show on the weekend, I would take them off, which would be super easy because it's just 2 bolts holding them on, and it doesn't leave any kind of like, you know, exposed mounting or anything like that if you take these off, and you can take them right off, you know, in 2 minutes. So that, to me, that's a big plus. All right, you've got your 3 mounting points. The front one is the locking point. The bag has 3 receiving points on it. You basically just line those 3 points up and push down and back, and the bag is locked to the mount. To remove it, there's a quick release on this front mount. You just push it down and lift the bag off. So it's a nice looking bag. It's got a zipper closure. It opens up nice and big. It does have straps to retain your stuff so it won't just fall out when you open up the bag. These buckles and Velcro closures allow you to, if you've taken the bag off, you can open it up suitcase style, pack it up, then close it up, put it on the bike. Right here is your lock. This will keep the quick release from opening. You just push this in and turn it, and then your lock right here is locked, so somebody can't just pop the bag off. It also has a little holder for your little padlock. And this padlock, which it is truly just a deterrent. It's not it is a tiny little lock. Watch me show you my combination on screen here. This lock is just a deterrent, and you pull the 2 zippers together, hook it through here, and then lock it down. And that keeps the casual thief from breaking into your bag. It also comes with this. The Urban ABS is not waterproof. The material is waterproof, but the zipper's not waterproof. So it comes with this dry bag. Holds the bag. I think I actually got more stuff in it right now that would fit in the case without jamming it in there. So the bag has plenty of storage room in it and folds up nice and small. And of course, the final thing is, how does it look? I mean, because this bike is a fantastic looking bike, and one of the reasons why I don't like putting luggage on it is because it is a good looking bike and it looks so good without the luggage. But this stuff is not bad. We do have enough clearance underneath our pipes, and these pipes are a little higher than stock, so a stock pipe should be no problem. It's not bad. A little modern looking, you know, a little anachronistic on the bike, but overall, it's not bad. And quite honestly, one of the big things is that I'll use the bike more because I can carry stuff, and I don't just ride this bike for fun, although every bike ride is fun. I use it to go to work, I use it to go to the grocery store, and there's nothing worse than finishing a trip to the grocery store and jamming the stuff in your backpack only to find that it will not all fit in your backpack. So then you're like trying to open up your jacket a little bit and shove some stuff into your jacket, or, you know, rest it between your legs, or tie it to the back of the seat or whatever. So this extra carrying capacity will be nice. And you can fit, they do fit a gallon jug, no problem at all. You could put a bag of groceries in a gallon jug of milk in one of them easily. And of course, the last thing I need to do is take it on a trip to the grocery store and see how it works. Test complete. About a 10-mile round trip. Picked up 2 bags of groceries, a gallon of milk, and a gallon of crayon apple, which was a last-minute call from my wife to pick up. And it all fit in the cases. It was a little tight, but it all went in there. I mean, basically it was a matter of several of the things were kind of hard shaped, and so it took a little bit of a Tetris action to get them in there, but they did all fit. Didn't really notice much on the back of the bike. It was probably about 8 or 10 pounds of stuff. And speaking of weight, I did weigh the racks and the bags. The racks are, I wrote it down on my hand, 2 pounds and a quarter ounce, or 942 grams. The bags are 2 pounds, 15 and 7/8 ounces, 3 pounds, or 1,356 grams. That's each. So both bags, both racks combined, is about 10 pounds. The racks and all the items I purchased, which you're figuring 2-gallon jugs, that's 12 pounds by itself right there. So there's probably about 25 pounds total extra on the back of the bike. You could tell it was back there. It didn't affect handling or anything. It did kind of like soften the ride actually a little bit because of, I guess, that extra load on the springs. I did not readjust the springs at all. But it worked really well. You have to remember they're there when you get on and off the bike because it does make the bike quite a bit wider. I was catching it, particularly swinging my foot over the other side. I would bump the bag as I swung onto the bike. And I use bar end mirrors, which are now almost completely useless. I can see the bag and a little bit of my elbow. If somebody is in a lane on either side, I can see them. I cannot see behind me at all. So if I continue to use these, I may go back to top mount mirrors. But overall, I'm very pleased with them. I believe the purchase price was right around $660. I got them directly from Motech. Several other places carry them. I know Revzilla has them. I have seen some Motech stuff for sale on Amazon, but dealing directly through Motech worked really well. I actually ended up paying through Amazon Pay, which allowed me to use financing, so I didn't have to pay it all up front. That was a good deal. And overall, I think they were a great choice for the bike. Like I said, they are a little anachronistic looking on the bike. Although, if you go back and look at some of that late 60s, early 70s side bags, I remember I had a KZ1000 that had some, it was an 81 model, and I had some, I believe, Vetter bags on that thing. And let me tell you what, they were pretty crazy looking to be on, you know, a universal Japanese motorcycle at the time. They were great, same like these. They were even bigger than these. But the good, you know, I think it's worth it. If you use your bike to ride every day and not just for fun, and so you're carrying stuff, you really need to have something more than just a backpack, I think. So, as always, like, subscribe, leave a comment, good or bad. I love comments, try and answer them, and everybody have a great day.